wanted to show you what a Pixel Magic activity is and preview this with you today. If you've never tried a pixel art activity with your students, I highly recommend them. Students have loved them anytime I've used them. So this is one for Earth Day. And when you get the resource, you will get a PDF. And so this is the PDF, and you would open it up. The directions are here on page 2. On page 3, this is the page you would print, or for distance learning, extract this page to send to your students. And they can research in, these are their questions, they can write down the answers. And then there is an answer page for you, not that you'll need it, but just in case you wanted it. So back to the directions page, you would actually just click this link to download this and make a copy of it in your drive. So you would just do make a copy there. I don't need to because I already have one, but then that would give you the activity that you could share with your students through Google Classroom or however you want to do. So when you open up that activity, this is what it will look like. I tell my students to view the Pixel activities as 75%. That just helps you to be able to see the full picture on the screen and makes sense to me. So they will have their research page, which will have the questions on it. And so this is where they will type in their answers. And they will use this link to research to find their answers. So once they find one of the answers, they will type it in. I noticed that there are some tips. So the first answer is a number, so they would know not to spell it out in word form, but instead to type it in number form, because it does have to work perfectly in order to make the pixel art appear. So, it's not case sensitive, but it does depend on spelling. So if they spell it incorrectly, it is not going to work. So that's why I like to give them the recording page so that when they're in the research tab, they can write it down and make sure that they are getting the spelling correct to the answers. All right, so the first answer is 22. So they would type that in and enter a tab. And when they do that, they would see some colors start to appear. And so their picture is magically appearing as they get the answers correct. So the answer for the second one is pollution. All right, and you see more would appear. So the answer to the next one is a date. So I'm going to enter in the incorrect date. Let's say I thought it was 1990 and hit enter or tab. And you'll notice that nothing happens. So if they notice that nothing is happening, then they know that their answer is incorrect. So it is a self-checking activity. They would go back and they would research and look for that answer again because they know they have it incorrect. So the correct answer is 1970. So I'll put that in. So I'm going to quickly just put in a few more so you can see how that works. And so you'll see that color starts to appear. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste all of the answers in, and you can see how it will look at the end. And they would have their pixel art there. So they love to do these. They love to try to figure out what the picture is and how it's coming in. I've even had students who have been dying to know how to do this. One precious girl even took her winter break to research and figure out how to do them and made her own to share with friends over winter break. And she shared that with me when we came back, and I just adored it. So I hope that your students love it as much, and it's a fun activity that you can share with them digitally.